Hi there everyone, this is Adrien, the exercise specialist at the Leduc, Beaumont, Devon Primary Care Network. Hope you all are doing well today. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I'm back. For today's video, I thought I would show you guys a quick kind of at-home core circuit that you can do for your entire core. So that's obviously the front abdominals, which you actually have 3 layers of muscle in there primarily. There's some, there's some other muscles in there that people might consider a layer, they might not, but 3 main layers of muscles on the front, as well as the muscles on the sides, your intercostals and things like that, and the muscles of your low back. That's considered your full core. So we'll be working, we'll go through a quick circuit for all of those movements today, for all 3 parts of your core. You can do this circuit as many times as you want. I'll probably go through it once or twice. Yeah, it's really one that you can build, make more difficult or less difficult depending on your levels by adding in more repetitions, adding in more weight, holding things for longer, or doing the opposite, less weight, holding things for shorter times, or doing less repetitions. So it's a good little routine. These are routines that people can come up with on their own if you're comfortable, to do so. And yeah, so this is what I would consider kind of like a late beginner to early moderate kind of a routine. It does require you to be able to get down onto the ground and to move around. It does require some shoulder health and some stability. So if any of those are concerns or issues from you, or if your healthcare providers, as Coach Luna comes to say hello, have advised you of those issues, like if you're one of my patients and I advise you of those issues, maybe this isn't quite the video for you, but it could be a good video to try and build and work towards. So yeah, as per usual, if you're new to physical activity, if you're returning to physical activity from a long layoff, or if you have a medical condition that might make doing physical activity difficult, please consult with your physician or your primary healthcare provider before beginning any new exercise routine. Thank you. So, how are we going to do this? We're going to do 2 main exercises for the front of the core here, followed by a stability exercises, followed by a side exercise, and then a back exercise. So it's going to be 2, and then stability, and then 1, and then 1. So that's what, 2, 3, 4, so that's 5 total exercises. And then you can do that for, sets of, usually I recommend people doing the rep-based ones for sets of 10 to 15, nice and controlled and slowed. And then for the holds, when we're doing things like that, 15 to 30 seconds, but it's really based on your capabilities. If you can hold it for 5 seconds, that's a great starting place. You can build from there. If you hold it for a minute and a half, fantastic. You can build from there, or we can progress it and make the movement harder. And yeah, that's about it. So let's begin. So the first movement we'll be doing is just going to be kind of a basic crunch with your hands done on the ground. This is a type of a crunch that is often used in schools and things like that to actually test people's core strength and things like that, by seeing how far you can reach. It's usually called the sit and reach test. For actual testing populations, it has some pros and some cons. No need to get into those there, but yeah. Also, for this video, you will require an exercise type of a ball to hold. If you don't have one, you can always hold something else similar to it. So whether that's an empty milk jug or a basketball, a ball, something like that, I'll be using a proper size exercise ball. Coach Luna really wants to get involved today, don't you, girl? Don't you, go? We gotta start the exercises, girl. We gotta start the exercises. Watch out, sweetie. All right, so for the first movement, you'll be down on your side here. As you can see, hands, knees nice and bent, hands on the ground. Head on the ground. From here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna tuck our chin, and your goal is to crunch up, but leave your hands on the ground. It's not up here. Stay down here, just like this. We're not going all the way crazy. It's just as far as you can go with your hands on the ground. So let's do 15 total repetitions here, or let's say 10 to 15. So here, 1, hold and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Awesome, so that's the first movement. Next movement we're gonna move on to is the dead bugs. So that's where you're gonna need something like an exercise ball or even a basketball or something like that. The smaller and heavier the ball, the harder it is. Excuse me. So if you're using like a medicine ball or something like that, it's very difficult. The bigger and the lighter ball, the easier. So I would recommend getting something like you can get these cheap from a lot of places, but you can also do this movement without a ball also. So these are dead bugs. I'll show you them with the ball and also without the ball. So I'm gonna start here, just with your hands and your feet on the ball, and you're gonna lower opposite arms and opposite legs. So left arm, right leg down and up. Then opposite, right arm, left leg down and up. As you see, I'm not letting my leg or my hand touch the ground, just to get parallel-ish to the ground. Nice and controlled. It's a fantastic stabilizing movement for your core. Works your entire rectus abdominis as well as your transverse abdominis primarily. Those are different layers of your front core. Nice and controlled. You see I'm not going crazy fast. Nice and controlled with a hold at the bottom. Nice stretch and back. This also works the hip flexors when you're straightening out your legs, which are important. Awesome. If you don't have a ball, another option, you just go up and down with your hands. And these are dead bugs also, right? So right arm, left leg, right leg, left arm. And you do the same thing, okay? So that's the second exercise. Third exercise for the day, you will need a ball like this for. So another good reason to get one. This is a fantastic movement overall. This exercise is called stirring the pot. So I'll show how to do this from the front and from the side so that it makes a little bit more sense. So from the front, what you're going to be doing, you're going to be kind of putting your forearms on the ball evenly on both sides. Bring your knees back. You're doing almost like a plank from your knees. And then from here, if you want to interlace your hands, you can. You don't have to. You can if you want to. And what we do is we're going to stir the pot. Like you're stirring a big pot of soup or something like that. And you go other direction. So you see this movement, you're moving your base around, right? The base of your arms, right? You have two bases right now. It's my knees and my forearms. And now the base of my forearms is being unstable because it's moving. So it requires your core to really contract. So to show you guys from the side what that looks like, you see my knees are back. I'm in kind of, I'm doing a plank from my knees. You can do it from your feet if you want to make it more difficult, which is fantastic, but let's do it from your knees for now. Forearms on the ball, and we're going to do some circles. Usually I try to recommend people, if you can work up to 5 or 10 circles per side, that's fantastic. The bigger circles you can do, the better. It may not look like much, but this requires a lot of core stability. 3, 4, and 5. Whew, awesome. Great movement there. It's a fantastic one. It's a great exercise for people if you can do it and if you have the equipment. So next, we're going to move. So now we've done the two anterior core movements. So the muscles on the front of your core, as well as a stabilizing movement with the stir the pots. Now we'll move onto those intercostals and those side stabilizing muscles. With an exercise that we have done a few times, known as the side plank. Side planks are fantastic. In my opinion, the core itself's primarily role is to brace and to stabilize. So if we can do movements that brace and stabilize, I believe those are the most bang for your buck exercises for your core. And that's where your planks and your side planks come in. So this one, we'll keep it easy. We'll be on our elbows and on our knees. So if you look from my head down between my legs to my knees is a straight line. And you just hold this for 15 to 30 seconds. You'll feel all these muscles down here all contracting in order to stabilize you. Awesome. Now we'll switch sides. Same thing, right over your elbow. There's a straight line here. On my knees, straight line from my head, then my stomach, between my legs, down to my knees. Hold this for 10 or 15 seconds. You can really go as long as you feel comfortable. Try and keep both sides even though. Obviously, to make it more difficult, you can go up onto your feet. So now my head is roughly in line all the way down to my feet. If you want to make it more difficult, you can do what's called the star and go up like that. And then finally, if you want to make it the most difficult, go up onto your hand and same basic kind of a principle. So those are all fantastic side stabilized movements. For the final exercise today, to finish off the core, we're gonna do the muscles of your low back by doing what are called Supermans. I know I've done these likely in an older video, but they're fantastic. They're really low impact. As long as you don't have a ton of problems with your low back where this could aggravate it, they're a fantastic movement. And if they do aggravate it, I wouldn't do them. And you know, someone like myself can always find alternative exercises for your low back for you, as they're practically limitless. So for the Supermans, we're gonna be laying down here. We're gonna be laying down flat, arms out in front of you, legs up behind you. So final one of the day. So what we're gonna be doing here, we're gonna be raising up alternate limbs again. So similar to the dead bugs, where we're raising like left leg and right arm. We're doing the same now, but from the from the stomach down prone position. So we'll start with left leg, right arm. You raise them up straight, as high as you can. Hold that for a couple seconds, then down, and switch. And down. And then you just go back and forth, holding it for a few seconds, and switch. And just go back and forth. If you want to make it more difficult, you can stretch your arms and go just bring up both of your legs and hold those. This is almost what's called like a modified reverse hyper kind of a deal. You can do just arms if you want to work more on the upper back. These are actually other exercises I use to test people's upper back mobility and things. But as Christina comes watching, I'm gonna. And then the hardest variation of them all, obviously, is to raise your arms and your legs at the same time. So arms out in front, legs down high. You raise them all up as high as you can. And you're holding all four limbs off the ground, kind of like Superman. And you'll feel a lot of your back muscles contract with it. You can hold this for as long as you want. It's a fantastic movement. So overall, that was a quick little, down and dirty core routine today to work your entire core. You could do, that for as many rounds as you like, depending on what becomes, difficult for you personally. Like I said, you can increase the reps, the time you're holding, the amount of weight, everything, or you can regress all those two to make it easier on you and then build on it. But it's a nice, simple, relatively, low impact routine that I recommend people that are able to get down onto the ground and don't mind kind of moving and have some stability to try. If you don't, please see your healthcare provider or someone like myself, and we can always find alternatives for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, as we're going to continue, releasing videos. And I hope you like that. My name is Adrien. I'm the exercise specialist at the Leduc Beaumont Devon Primary Care Network. Thank you so much, and have a great day.